Are you thinking about selling your house? Well, hold on, because we've got some tips for sellers about how to prepare your home for the home inspection. These tips will help sellers make sure their house gets inspected the first time properly. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa from the Balanced Real Estate team in Prescott, Arizona. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoy our video. And don't forget, like and subscribe to our channel for new videos every week. Okay, let's get started with our home inspection tips. One of the most frustrating things when a buyer purchases a home is when the home inspection cannot be completed the first time. The home inspection has been scheduled, the buyers and sellers and their agents know the date and the time, the inspector gets to the house and he can't do the inspection. The next question then is, what happens now? A buyer may need to schedule a second home inspection. And then what if the inspector can't get into certain places to do his inspection? The buyer may freak out because maybe the garage is locked, or maybe there's a shelf that's blocking an electric panel. All kinds of things can happen. We've been through this scenario many times, and I can tell you, it's not fun. You as the seller should have everything ready to inspect, or you could be asked to pay for the inspector's wasted time. Without a doubt, the best policy to make sure that the home inspection is done completely the first time is to make sure that your house is ready. So here's a short list of things home sellers can do to help make sure their home is completely ready to go. Number 1, make sure the utilities are on. This one seems like a no-brainer and seems simple, but we can tell you many times people will have the gas shut off to the entire home or to one of the appliances. Sometimes they'll turn off the water if they're going to be away for a while. What we've also found is that with a foreclosure property, when the bank is now responsible for the home, they'll turn everything off. In this case, the listing agent should be reminding the bank about the buyer's inspection so the bank can turn on the utilities. The utilities must be on so the home inspector can do his job completely. It's also important to note that if your utilities, like your water heater and your fireplace, have gas pilots, depending on the inspector, he may or may not be allowed to light these pilots. In recent years, inspectors have been badly injured by doing so for clients, so they've taken a step back. So if the inspector is unable to inspect the water heater or the fireplace due to the pilot not being lit, he will have to state in his report that it wasn't functional at the time of the inspection and that it will need to be inspected by a qualified professional. The buyer has the right to have this inspection done within their inspection period, but you can avoid all this headache by simply having all the pilots lit before the inspector gets there. Number 2, here's another tip along the same lines. If you unplug any appliances in your home, like a washer, dryer, refrigerator, dishwasher, and you're leaving them with the home when you sell it, please plug them back in if they're functional. If they are not functional, it is your responsibility as the seller to note this on the disclosure statement. If an inspector comes across an appliance that is unplugged, he's going to assume that somebody has unplugged it for a good reason, and he's not going to plug it back in during that inspection. The reason for this is that if that inspector plugs it in and it leaks or smokes or whatever, then that could be a whole lot of trouble for everyone. Number 3, make sure everything is accessible. This is really important and may be one of the biggest issues. There's a pretty big list of what the inspector needs to get at, and this includes crawl spaces, attic spaces, extra garages, and more. If there's an extra garage, make sure the key or the remote is provided. If there's an attic space, which is usually in a closet, move your clothing or shoes or whatever else to make sure the inspector can get in the attic to inspect. Another thing would be not to block a water heater. You shouldn't be storing stuff next to a water heater anyway, but as agents, we've seen it all. Avoid storing items in front of the electrical panel. The inspector needs to check that out as well. And if for some reason you as a seller are in your home, there's a storm and it trips the breaker, wouldn't you want to be able to access that pretty easily? You probably don't want to be stumbling around in the dark trying to move your stuff out of the way to access that panel. Number 4, make sure there are no locked doors. We've had instances where sellers have locked the doors of certain rooms in their house. Maybe the room was being used as a storage place and the sellers didn't think it needed to be inspected. That's where they're wrong. The inspector will take a look at this room just as he does all the others, looking at windows, functionality of doors, ceiling fans, and what have you. Number 5, please secure all pets. The home inspector is not responsible for corralling your cats or dogs to do the inspection. And as nice as your animals may be to you, they may not take too kindly to a stranger in their home. Also, if your pet bites someone, you could be opening yourself up to all kinds of liability. Number 6, now this one seems silly, but if you have curtains, blinds, or window shades, those should all be in the up or open position during the home inspection. It makes for a much faster home inspection and it greatly reduces the potential of these items being damaged during the inspection. Well, that wraps it up for my quick home inspection tips. Not that hard, right? If you're thinking about selling your Prescott area home, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can also go to our website, PrescottRealEstateandLiving.com, and click on Sell Your Home to get your home's approximate value. If you're thinking about making a move to the Prescott area, go to our website and click on Find Your Home to set up your home search. If you have any questions about Prescott, we're here to help, and we don't bite. For more videos about Prescott and the surrounding cities, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you'll be notified every time we post a new video. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.